What's good, everybody? It's Ross. Happy Black American History Month. Hope everyone's having a good day, a good weekend. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Shout out to everyone up to this point. We just hit 4,000 subscribers. Words can't really describe how appreciative I am of every single one of you that watch, that check in, that leave a comment. It makes me want to just go harder and make sure I come correct when I make these videos. So appreciate you. We're gonna kick off the first of the month with a video about this horrible take that Top5 Troy has made. This is like my second video talking about Top5 Troy. So it's definitely gonna look like I'm picking on him. But this, I have to say something about this, because this is not just a bad take. It's a kind of dangerous statement to say on a bigger scale. So I'll break that down. So first, let's talk about it. So Top5 Troy has a video. West Coast rap has a problem, and he tweets his own video and says, to this video's point, kind of disappointed that Kendrick decided to put a bunch of gang members on GNX instead of West Coast creatives who are actually serious about music. So when I read this, I was like, I almost couldn't really believe what I was reading, honestly, because this is just such a dog whistle and reinforcement of white supremacist talking points. He's pretty much saying, because these people that are being featured on Kendrick's album come from harsh conditions, come from the life that Kendrick is from, don't deserve a voice. That's what's happening here. It's a bad take. It's honestly a bad take. So first, let's set the record straight about Kendrick and the GNX album. The album is layered. Kendrick is doing what Kendrick does best. He is showing a mirror to society. The good, the bad, the ugly, the beautiful, everything that comes from it, including the parts that make people uncomfortable, featuring real gang members. That was deliberate, Troy. He did that deliberately. So you thinking that, why couldn't he have West Coast creatives who are actually serious about music? What does that mean? Who are these creatives that you're talking about? I just want to know who fits this criteria. These West Coast creatives. Is this based on their connections? Is this based off of what school they went to? What is it? In one of the tweets, I see that you mentioned A Boogie, who was also in a gang. For every Q, YG, Rhetoric, there's like 4 to 5 others being complete degenerates. Their skill set would be better used in the military doing something productive. This is just wild to say. First of all, I'm not even trying to read all these crazy tweets that I'm seeing here. But essentially what he's saying is, why are you giving these people a platform? And that's where the dog whistle comes in. This kind of rhetoric, writing people off based on their affiliations, is exactly the kind of language white supremacists love. You know, it reinforces the idea that certain groups of people, especially black folks tied to gang life, are irredeemable, dangerous, or less deserving of opportunity. And that is the issue. So just think about it. How many times have we seen this narrative weaponized against black communities? It's the same rhetoric used to justify mass incarceration, redlining, and even police violence. Having police being sicked on you like dogs. What is the issue having real gang members? Kendrick is giving them a voice. That's what he's doing. Doesn't matter where they come from or what. Are they perfect? No. I'm gonna be completely honest. I know people who are in gangs or who have been involved in gangs, are affiliated, whatever, and they're the most creative, intelligent people you will ever meet, bar none. I can even go to say the worse conditions people come from, the more creative they are. I'm gonna even say this. The reason why black Americans are known, are mimicked, are copied across the world, from Korea, Japan, France, UK, people like Central C, literally just copy and paste black American everything, influence. I forget what his name, Burna, that guy. All these people, they are all influenced from black Americans here. That's not by accident. We come from the harshest conditions. That means we make amazing music. Without these conditions, we wouldn't have the Kendricks, we wouldn't have the Miles Davis, we wouldn't have the James Browns, we wouldn't have the Michael Jacksons, the Whitney Houston, we wouldn't have the Aaliyahs, we wouldn't have like so many people if it wasn't for these struggles, if it wasn't for these hardships, honestly. So what I'm gonna say is fuck those music creatives you're talking about, whoever those music creatives are. What Kendrick is showcasing, he's not glorifying gang life. And that's what this is saying, like, oh, you're glorifying gang life. He's showcasing the complexity of it all by putting these individuals on his album. Kendrick is saying you can come from this life and still create art. You can still contribute something meaningful. It's about redemption. It's about transformation. And honestly, isn't that what we want? Isn't that what we want? Honestly, I think that's what makes GNX so amazing, like the heart of it. Like the fact that he was able to add all these people I've never heard of in my life. Not one person. I think the only person I heard of that's on the album is Roddy Ricch. That's probably the most established person I've seen on that album, obviously besides SZA. But as far as like the men who are affiliated, I never heard them in my life. And Kendrick has changed their lives forever. And he's giving them a chance. He's giving them a leg up. They might all be at the Super Bowl performing. I have no idea. Regardless, that's what he's thinking. Not these already established, formulaic, mocha latte drinking music creatives. I don't know. I don't know who these people are. I don't know what the criteria is or who you have in mind for that. But regardless, it's problematic. So I wanted to really highlight the bigger problem here. It's the same language that fuels policies that hurt black communities. It's the same talking points. That's how redlining, that's how the GI Bill that left out black Americans, it was all in that these people don't deserve a chance. These people don't deserve a voice because of where they come from. But not also looking at the bigger picture that the reason why they're in that situation in the first place was from policies that discriminated against black Americans, suffocated our communities, suffocated our resources. That's why it's as crazy as it is now. It's white supremacist talking points that people really think that this is black Americans, there's just something wrong with them. Not looking at the bigger picture that this could be any group of people. When you strip away their resources, you import guns, you import drugs. This is the environment that happens. And these people were born into this. Their parents were gang members, their aunts and uncles. So it's just a huge lack of compassion. And I would expect more from someone, from a black man. But I want to do my best to not completely judge someone. I don't know how well I'm doing, but it's definitely disappointing to hear it. So what's the takeaway here? Kendrick's GNX isn't just an album. GNX is a statement. He's saying these are the people these are the people that society ignores, and they have something to say. We have something to say. And instead of dismissing them, we should be asking, how can we create more opportunities for folks like them to grow? I think that on every single level, on a political level, on an economical level, on a music level, that is what Kendrick is doing. He's doing what he can. And so that's the spirit. That's really the spirit. Redemption is a core part of Black American history. Look at Malcolm X. Just look at Malcolm X, where he came from, the harsh conditions he came from, what happened to his father, how he got into being a pimp, and all the craziness that he went through, went to jail, and still was able to make a difference, impacting generations. That is steel forged in fire, or iron forged in fire. I don't know the analogy, the analogy where creating value comes from resistance. And Black Americans have had the most resistance in this country. We're still dealing with it today. And the plus side of it all, we have been able to express, to be able to share these experiences through our art and inspire people from all walks of life, all races. That is a plus from us. And we have been able to showcase what it is like to navigate in this way. So some people do it better than others, but I know people are doing their best. Most people are doing their best. I guess here's my challenge to everyone. Next time you hear someone using this kind of language, in any discourse, this is a hip hop discourse, so people write it off. Like somebody's probably listening to this, like, bro, you're doing too much. It's not that deep. But it really is that deep. When you hear people say this kind of rhetoric, you got to call it out. You got to call it out because it reverberates. It's not just related to music. It's when you go and vote. It's when we start talking about reparations, and then politicians, whether they're white, whether they're people like Kamala Harris, and they are against it, people like Joe Biden who are against it, Barack Obama was against reparations, it's because they think like what Troy is thinking, that there's something wrong with these people, and not understanding that the reason why their community is where it's at is because of white domestic terrorism from all angles. The reason why Bloods and Crips were even formed was to protect their community from white domestic terrorism. That's just what it is. So that is the bigger issue, this regurgitated white supremacist talking point. So anyway, I didn't want to get too crazy or too deep about this but I think it just kind of hit home for me. I just saw a red flag, and like I said, it's disappointing hearing this from a black guy. I guess my final thought on Troy is his ideas are skewed. He's either just doesn't know, or he is trying to gain a wider audience. Let's say when you say stuff like this, you are going to attract those groups of people who look down on black Americans, and they'll agree and retweet this stuff. My goal in this video is to dispel this as the best way I can. So anyway, if you guys enjoy this kind of content, please like and subscribe. Please hit the bell. I'm going to do my best to make more of these. I think every day this month for Black American History Month, I'm going to share this video of one of my songs called Second Chances. If you guys are here to stay to watch the whole thing, I appreciate y'all. Enjoy the video. I'll catch y'all later. Peace.
Feels like a second chance every time I turn on the news. A black American man killed, they tied in the noose. Feels like a second chance, the man just could have been me. Feels like a second chance, in 24 hours I breathe. This shit is not adding up. Body count is just adding up. A motherfucker's not aware enough. A motherfucker's not care enough. I believe it seems to be the latter. Seems to be a 400-year struggle building in this country since emancipation. Time for reparations. I've been on call with my people. Time to go get up, collecting the government's dues. Anything else a distraction. I don't got no time for no bullshit. You talking, we moving. I've been on that to the T. Pay with a capital P. I wear my heart on my sleeve. ADOS in my jeans. All of my legends in me. If George Floyd, he be hearing this. If Breonna Taylor had a second chance, she be hearing this. If Ahmaud Arbery had a second chance, he would fuck with this. A white supremacist system that was built to crush your necks. Who is next? You can't even trust your common sense. This is something you should comprehend. Reparations, that's the only chance. I'm sick and tired of the symbolisms. The 44 even try to fix it. There was Jim Crow, there was Tulsa. We were redlined, we've been locked out and built the richest country. That's right. Feels like a second chance every time I turn on the news. A black American man killed, they tied in the noose. Feels like a second chance, the man just could have been me. Feels like a second chance, in 24 hours I breathe. I've been on call with my people. It's time to go get up, collecting the government's dues. Anything else a distraction. I don't got no time for no bullshit. You talking, we moving. I've been on that to the T. Pay with a capital P. I wear my heart on my sleeve. ADOS in my jeans. All of my legends in me. Feels like a second chance. I don't got another chance. Every time I call my parents, feels like the last glance. I've been running out of time, walking on a thin line. Trigger fingers with the knife, pointing right in my mind. If they're gonna try to kill us anyways, might as well fight for something. And I'm damn sure not gonna let it happen, and I wind up dead for nothing. I believe that it's our biggest battle. Seems to be a 400-year struggle building in this country since emancipation. Time for reparations. I've been on call with my people. Time to go get up, collect on the government's dues. Anything else a distraction. I don't got no time for no bullshit. You talking, we moving. I've been on that to the T. Pay with a capital P. I wear my heart on my sleeve. ADOS in my jeans. All of my legends in me. Yeah. ADOS stands for American Descendants of Slavery.